Hey everybody, you're probably wondering what happened to me, because I kinda just released the one video, and then I died again, which was not ever planned, but things never go to plan, so I'm just gonna take this time to talk about where I'm going to be in 2025, because, I mean, you could read all the text posts that I've posted on the channel so far, but, like, that's a lot. So I figured I might as well just make one short, hopefully short video explaining everything and then just kind of give a summary of all that and then just talk about where I would like to be in 2025. So here's hoping. So first off, for some people who don't know, which maybe you guys don't, I mean, I've made some posts about it, but for people who don't know, I'm moved now. I have all this shit now. I've got a way different setup, but that for a while affected video stuff, but not anymore. So you're probably wondering then, if that's not the case, where the fuck is the next video? Which is a good question. So for the people who don't know, I was supposed to have a video right after the migration video where I talked about Final Fantasy XIV's Mountain Dew collaboration, because it was a very weird collab, and I thought it would be a very interesting thing to cover. So I started to script that, I started to edit that, but I found editing for it to be very hard because there's just a lot of edits one after another. It's not like some of these other videos where I can just kind of put on some like B-roll and call it a day, which you may not think that, you know, helps, but it helps a lot when it comes to editing because it makes things so much easier. But for the Big Sippin' thing, that's not the case. There's a lot of cuts that I have to do, and because of that, it became very editing intensive, which I'm not gonna lie, burnt me out a little bit. But when I moved here and I finally got things settled, I wanted to just get it over with, because I was like, well, this is still an interesting topic, and I still want to cover it, even if I felt burnt out before. So I sat down, I got to work, tried to edit it the best I could, but then I ran into one little slog. I got in contact with people who ran that event, which you would not think that's a slog, but because of that, I started to get some outsider, I guess, insider information, not outsider, oh my god. Yeah, outsider information. I started to get some insider information about the event that's not public that I am allowed to share, and I'm excited to put that in the video, but I am just going to wait a little bit just in case, because I might be contacted by more people. I'm not sure. So for now, that video is going to be put on the back burner because I'm kind of burnt out of editing for that video. And on top of that, I might get more insider information if I wait. I'm not 100% sure about that second part, but just in case, I'm deciding, you know what, I'll just wait a little bit. We'll see what happens. Worst case scenario, if I don't get any more interesting info, but I'm just going to do the video like I normally plan on doing. So now I'm going to focus on making the video I plan to make after the Big Sippin' video, which I haven't really revealed much about. It's kind of a Pokemon topic. It's very weird. I'm hoping that this video is way shorter to not only produce, but also just in general. I'm not really too sure how long it's going to be lengthwise. I just started scripting it, and on top of that, I also did do a little bit of voice work on it. Not much, but just very little. That video is going to be very interesting, and I'm very curious to see how people are going to react to it, because it's going to be very different compared to stuff I've done beforehand, but we'll see what happens, I guess. That video will hopefully be released in 2025, and after that's done, there's two major projects I want to work on. One of them is, of course, Pokemon, but the other one is not Pokemon, and we'll talk about both of them right now. That first project is a Pokemon-related project, which I have not done any research into. I haven't really done any voice work, no editing, no nothing. I don't even have footage for it yet. But I saw somebody leave a comment about it, and I was like, oh, that actually could be a pretty cool idea, and I will credit that comment when that video gets made. If it gets made, I'm hoping it does, but it's gonna be a big topic. I mean, on the same scope as probably the Pokemon events video. Who knows? We'll see. And the other project is something I've wanted to do for years, and I mean years. Like, I actually wrote an old script about this years ago. It was like about 4 pages long, and I really want to do it ever since, but I just couldn't sit down and justify the time for me playing it. But I want to do a retrospective on Final Fantasy IV Heroes of Light. This is something I've wanted to do for a while. This is going to be a fucking passion project for me. Not that my other videos weren't passion projects, but this one is going to be on a completely different level if I'm able to do it the way I want to. Here's hoping. That I'm going to be doing a lot of research in, probably more research than the Pokemon stuff. So that's not coming out for a very long time, but I figured I already talked about it on Blue Sky a little bit, so fuck it, let's announce it now, just because I already started to talk about it. That video I'd like to have out sometime in 2025, but realistically, who knows? I don't know how long that video is going to take because there's a lot of research I want to do just to make sure not only do I get my facts straight, but also just because I'm curious about the game. And I'd like to learn more of the behind the scenes, and Wikipedia has not been helping. I've been going through their sources. Eventually, I'm going to be doing way more intensive research on that, but yeah, that's something for me for later. But besides those 2 major projects, I'm not really 100% sure what I'm going to be doing in the meantime for 2025, because I'd like to actually get other videos out, even if they're shorter. We'll see. That stuff is not planned yet, but I'd like to start planning that kind of stuff now. But I don't have anything concrete to say right now, so we're just going to leave it as hopefully we'll have more videos out in 2025. I really hope, because I'm not going to be moving. I'm working full-time now, so but that might actually affect things, because before I was just working part-time. Now, well, it's technically part-time, but it's very close to full-time hours, so might as well be full-time. And we'll see what happens, but I'd like to get more stuff out in 2025, and we'll see. So here's hoping I have more stuff planned for 2025, and hopefully things will be smoother from this point on, and I'll get more stuff out. But I can't really guarantee stuff, obviously, but I figured, you know what, we'll make a small little video to show, A, I'm alive, and B, so you don't have to read every single community post, because I post a lot of those, and sometimes they are essays, because I just want to be very detailed in them. I'm trying not to take a hiatus here, but if you wanted to see a place where I'm a little bit more active right now, or at least it's easier for me to be a little bit more active, I have a Twitch. If you had any questions about anything I've ever posted on this channel, you can always go there and ask them to me while I'm streaming. I would not mind answering them. But that's really about it. So hopefully next year we'll get more than 4 videos out. God, was it even 4 videos this year? I don't even know. It's just been so little. And I hate that the most, because I feel like I could get more out there, but then something unexpected happens and we get all this shit happen. So here's hoping more stuff in 2025. But yeah, also thank you everybody who stuck with me throughout all of this, because the drought of videos has been annoying. I bet, at least that's what it feels like to me. But yeah, also we're almost at 1,000 subs, so that will be cool to hit. I have a semi-planned video for 1,000 subs, nothing super concrete. I wrote a little bit of a script for it. I don't know if it's going to be the script that I go with. I don't know yet. I've got some plans. And also there's that Xenoblade X video, which that's going to be a whole different thing because of DE. But that's a whole other can of worms. So until then, I'll see you all hopefully later, hopefully sooner. I don't know. Bye.